All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. It's your brother Dawadah coming to you another lesson, Church of Birmingham. And this lesson is going to be entitled Cashless Society equals Mark of the Beast, aka the Rfid Microchip. Alright? And if you ain't know, these things are coming to pass. And it's being made clearer and clearer as the year goes on. Right? Just like Apostle Elder Gabar Shlaki, Apostle Elder Tahar coined this year of prophecy. Alright? So let's get into this article right here. Seen this article February the 2nd, 2020, year of prophecy. And this was actually in New York. This guy said, I wasn't allowed to buy my burrito with cash. So he was literally not allowed to buy his burrito with cash. Alright? And this is the guy right here. It says, during a recent lunch hour in New York, a sea of office workers filled the Hudson Eats food court where staff prepared pizza, barbecue, and chopped salad orders at incredible speed. Many people had ordered all ahead by app, while credit cards dominated the other purchases. And at least 2 establishments refused cash altogether, as Nicholas Dugan discovered to his dismay when he pulled out dollars to pay for his burrito. All right? And that's where this society is going. It's going to a cashless society, and is picking up quicker and quicker. All right? It says, once dominant, cash has been steadily overtaken by credit cards and a growing number of electronic and mobile options. Some countries, including the U.S., are even toying with plans for digital currency. You see that? So they already have these things in the works. All right? And it's being made clearer and clearer as the year goes on. All right? However, a growing number of places in the U.S. are pushing back. And I got this article also queued up of so-called Big Brother, right, who's going to implement this by force. It says, in January, New York City passed a law requiring businesses to accept dollar bills. A measure followed similar steps in Philadelphia, San Francisco, and New Jersey. Several other cities, including Washington, D.C., are considering a similar move, and Congress recently heard comments about the countrywide proposal, right? So right now, let's look at this. It says, abandoning cash. Americans use cash for an estimated 26% of transactions last year, down from 40% in 2012, according to a survey of U.S. central banks. You see that? Shalom, brother. Shalom. Yahweh Shah Barakatah. Shalom. So right now, everything is moving toward a cashless society. So the next step that this gradualism that the serpent does, guess what? It's going to be that RFID microchip. Or he's going to present it in a way for those people who scared that their children is going to get abducted. Guess what? He's going to present it in that way for you to be able to track your kids. For those who want the convenience of getting in and out their homes or in and out their cars, he's going to present it in that way. For those who want the convenience of paying for everything by simply waving your hand, like the brother Raheem in the Birmingham church with me, Shepherds of Yahweh Shai 7, where Amazon now wants to have your biometrics to pay for what? Your products. So everything is moving to a cashless society, all right? And it's ramping up more and more as the year is going on, all right? Says the decline is not unique in the U.S. See that? In the U.K., the portion of cash payments has dropped by more than half since 2008, sinking from 60% to 28% in 2018. In Sweden, cash accounts for just 6% of transactions, down from more than 35% in 2012. You see that? So everything is now moving to a cashless society. Why? So this mark of the beast, which is the Rfid microchip, can be implemented. All right? Now we're going to jump back in this article, but I want to get a scripture right quick. All right? Let's go to the book of Revelation. We should all know this. All right? Because our apostles and elders have been teaching us what this is. So why? We won't be in error. All right? This is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, right? And that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? Let's look. Let's always look these words up, all right? We were taught by apostles and elders to what? Look up these words. And it says small and great. So you see all the propaganda of all these missing so-called black women, right? You see the propaganda of how they put it on the news, all right, to bring you into fear. Why? So you can actually have some type of comfort in taking a microchip for your children, all right? And once again, this cashless society is now being moved to what? Implementing the chip, all right? So that word is charagma, right? Let's play it.
Strong's G 5480, charagma, charagma.
Right? It says a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as a badge of the followers of the Antichrist. Now we know it's meant to Antichrist, all right? Anything that's anti-Hamashiach. A mark branded upon horses, anything carved, sculpted, graven work of idolatrous images, right? Mark, graven. A scratch or etching, right? That Karox is going to stick into your hand, right? So anything marked, etched, is going to actually go into your hand, all right? And it don't matter what hand it is, all right? You can read that in what? Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get it, all right? Let's go to one chapter over. Revelation chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast or his image and receive his mark in his forehead or hand, it didn't say right hand, it didn't say left hand, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Man, that fire and brimstone, those thermonuclear missiles raining down on Babylon the Great, right? Let's go back to the article. It says the move away from cash has been a bonanza for credit card companies and newer firms such as Square, which handle electronic transactions, right? Consulting firm McKinsey expects revenue in the global payments industry to grow 6% annually over the next 5 years to more than 2.7 trillion. But 6.5% of American households do not even have bank accounts, right? Let alone digital wallets. So what are they going to do? With any type of money that you have, they're going to force you to put it on electronic basis. All right? And that's what is going to turn and force you to get that mark of the beast. All right? Let's go to this. And it's all about Esau trying to get that birthright back, man. All right? And this article is Microchip implants, Big Brother in a chip coming our way. See that? So it's basically the government organizations who's going to implement this, man, who's ran by the top elite bankers, all right? They're going to implement this to try and get the birthright back, man. All right, you read in Exodus 21 where it says if you have a Hebrew slave and he love his master, he's going to receive a boar through his ear, all right? So that's part of what? Them proclaiming that you proclaiming that you love your master. All right, and that you don't want to go free, you want to be in subjection to Esau. All right, it says back in 1969, when Star Trek's fleet officers scanned their thumbs on a pad to pay bills, TV audiences got more than a dose of sci-fi. They gazed into the future. That future is now a reality. See that? Since last August, Earthborn employees at 3 Square Market, a Wisconsin-based tech firm, have been breezing into their workplace, operating computers and making purchases. See, you're not even going to be able to work without this, all right? At on-site vending machines, all by waving a hand implanted with a data-crammed microchip. Elsewhere in Sweden, an early adopter of the microchip implants in everyday life, you see that? Train conductors scan passengers' hands after they book tickets online and register them on their chip. You see that? So for you guys to say, well, it's not going to be able to hold that much information, they just told you they was able to book these things online and it was able to register in their chip. See that? It says these current uses only hit at the extraordinary potential for microchip implants in the United States and around the globe. Man, let's go back. Cause that should make it even more clear, right? This is not just going to be a United States thing, man. This is going to be something global, all right? This is Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their hand or in their foreheads, right? And that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666, right? And the brother Barack brought it out several times how that encoded number is on barcodes, man. All right, how you gonna be able to scan products, and then it's gonna scan your hand to make purchases. All right, let's go back to this article. All right, it says these current uses only hit at the extraordinary potential for microchip implants in the United States and around the globe. It's the future, and these chips are going to be more and more ubiquitous. Let's look up that word ubiquitous. I want to see what it say.
Ubiquitous.
All right. Present, appearing, or found everywhere. You see that? Said these ships are going to be found everywhere, man. All right. Said Arthur Chaplin, director of Division of Medical Ethics at NYU School of Medicine. Why is the School of Medicine saying anything about microchips? Where it's going to have your health and information all in there, man. All right? It's going to have all that incorporated in there. And matter of fact, with credit cards, passports, and driver's license incorporated identification embedded microchips, and many pet owners implanting chips in their pets to track their whereabouts, it was only a matter of time before they entered the human body. See that? Only a matter of time. See, the top elites, they do things in gradualism, man. All right? They can't just put it all on you at one time because you're going to reject it. Now, there's going to be certain so-called Edomites that reject this because they already know that this is what's going to try to establish the so-called New World Order. All right? But it's still, it's still going to be trying to be made manifest. And Yahweh Shah is going to stop them in their own devices. All right? Let's read this again. It says, with credit card, passports, and driver's license incorporating identification, embedded microchips, and many pet owners implanting chips in their pets to track their whereabouts. So if they're implanting chips in their pets to track their whereabouts, why are they not going to implant chips in their children to track their whereabouts? To stop so-called human trafficking, right? It said the human trafficking is the biggest business here in the United States, all right? All these, once again, so-called black women going missing. What's going to stop any father from putting that in their child, right? You just had this guy on the Breakfast Club say he would do it, all right? And that's part of the gradualism of Esau, all right? He presents something, he causes a problem, and he presents a way for it to be fixed, order out of chaos, right? It says precautions abound that everyone from babies in arms to elderly folks suffering from dementia, you see that? Will one day have a microchip for one reason or another. Call lawyer how about Shai, man. Hey, you can't make this up, man. Let's read this again. Let's read this again, man. All right? You can't make this up. This guy said from babies to elderly, right? Revelations 13 and 16. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Let's look up this word great, right? We look up words here at GMS. All right? We don't just go with this American bastardized language, right? Let's see. Let's play the word.
Strong's G 3173. Megas. Megas.
Sound like mega, right? Something big, like a megaphone. It says great, of an external form or sensible appearance of things or persons. Mass, weight, great, compass, extent, large spaces. That's not what I want. Measure, height, long, stature. That's what we want. And age, great, old. What did we just read, right? Predictions abound that everyone from babies to babies in arms to elderly folks suffering from dementia will one day have a microchip implant for one reason or another. And you can't get around that. We just looked up this word, right? And I don't know why it keeps sending me back to Exodus. I looked up that scripture earlier because Esau is trying to get this birthright back. And that's part of how he's going to do it, all right? He's been trying to search out the heavens and the deep, right, to try and get his birthright back. But it's not going to work, all right? Yahweh Shah said he's going to be taken in his own devices, all right? Let's go back to this word great. And Shalom, Yahweh Shah Shah by Shem Rakakadash, Barakatham to all the brothers on the comment board, Shalom. All right, this word again, megas, right? It says stature and age, great, old, right? Of age, the elderly. You can't make this up. The elderly, right? Let's go back. All right. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great. Right? That word great go back to what? Elderly. Now let's look up this word small. Let's just look it up. All right? Let's take a look.
Strong's G 3398. Mikras. Mikras.
Mikras, right? Small, little baby, right? Small baby of size, hence of stature, of limb, space, of age, less by birth younger, of time short, brief, a little while, how little, right? Said of age. So what? A baby. All right? What did we just read in this article, man? Let's go back. Predictions abound that everyone from babies in arms to elderly folks suffering from dementia will one day have a microchip implant for one reason or another. Looking ahead, Lee Barrett, Executive Director and CEO of Electronic Healthcare Network Accreditation Commission, sees value in hospital microchipping newborns to ensure that mothers leave with the infants they bore. You see that? He presents a problem and he has what? A solution. Order out of chaos. But this is all, man, call on Yahweh Shah Shah, man. He make his thing. He makes his point every time, man. He make these things manifest. There's no more gonna be this scoffing that's going on about this microchip, man, which is what? The mark of the beast. All right. It says once again, sees value in hospitals microchipping newborns to ensure that mothers leave with the infants they bore. He envisions an ever-growing use of microchip implants containing detailed data on an individual's medical condition, including allergies, so that physicians can readily access the information in the event of emergency hospital admission. You see that? In rural areas where no physicians practice, microchips could remotely transmit an individual's health data to a nurse or doctor, said Chaplin. And in turn, if it's transmitted, you know it can receive. So who's to say it's not going to send a signal out to cut your shit off where you can't buy or sell or even put you to death, right? It says, who sees the device's particular advantages to astronauts and submarine personnel. The chips could also let authorities know whether pilots are drunk before or after takeoff. You see that? Right? It says, in the world of law and order, a microchip with GPS capabilities could be implanted in inmates to cause all, both small and great, rich and bond, free Oh, Schlock, let's go read it, man. That's crazy. They just said put microchips in inmates, man. Alright? And Blue Letter keep messing with it, bringing out this word, man. Keep sending me back to Exodus. But that's alright. We can always keep bringing it up. And he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Let's go back to the article. Right? In the world of law and order, a microchip with GPS capabilities could be implanted in inmates to minimize prison breakouts, as well as increase the likelihood of capturing escapees before they do any harm in the outside world. But along with their many uses, microchip implants could be prone to abuses, predicts experts. Yeah. Well, who's going to say they're not going to be able to hack these things, man? Right? It says, what this person talking about? The disciple of Jesus Christ. Guys, I heard is also not a chip, but will be also a visible mark. No, scriptures don't say anything about a visible mark. It strictly says what? Something implanted. Alright? And let's get this scripture off the comment board. Adon, Tazawan, Yahabashah Shabrakatah, brother. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 and verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. That's right, brother. All right, you know, Yahabashah Shah led me to this article. I was just telling the brother Raheem when I seen his video come up about the Mark of the Beast update. I was like, damn, that's the spirit. Because I was just doing my research, you know, going through different various articles, you know, and lo and behold, the spirit had the brother on the same width as me. So call Lord Yahabashah Shah. All praise to the Most High. All right. Why Yahweh Shai, right? And Yanni, disciple of Jesus Christ, you know Jesus Christ is not his name. All right? And it looks like you're a woman, and really in this arena, you know, women are not permitted to speak. All right? So that'll be your warning. All right? It says, but along with their many uses, microchip implants could be prone to abuses, predict experts. It says through Wi-Fi, black hatters could latch onto microchip implants, infecting them with havoc, producing viruses. Or they could access the vital, private information the devices contain. Someone can use the information to extort you, sell it, and threaten to release it in public places, said Chaplain. Right? It says he should. Now, who's to say that the government doesn't have a way to do that already? Which they do, because, you know, once they present something, they pretty much have it all mapped out. It says what? That he's wiser than Daniel. All right, the children of this world are wiser than the children of light, right? Says the chips could also spur physical violence, with thieves abducting microchip individuals and forcing them to wave their hands to withdraw cash from ATMs. See that? Wow, that's crazy. And Lord willing, I leave this article in the description box once this is put up. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to right here. It says, unless the country passes legislation similar to HIPAA, which provides data privacy and security provisions for safeguarding medical information. Employers are under no obligation to stay mum or mute about their workers' personal lives. As soon as you allow employers to have it, it doesn't prevent them from disclosing it to others. So your employer is going to be able to have access to this microchip too, right? Which in turn would cause you to be paid. According to experts, other possible consequences include doctors refusing to care for individuals whose microchips indicate that they aren't eating properly or taking their daily medicine, an insurance company denying coverage to people implanted with a tracking chip that reveals their tendency to speed. There's no lying, cheating, hiding, or ducking, said Chaplin. It's a big brother in a tiny chip world government, man. Right? Well, this is Esau's master plan. All right? And that's going to be it for that article. I want to get a couple precepts now. All right? Now, since we back at Exodus, we'll start at Exodus. This is part of Esau knowing what's in the law so he can try and get the birthright back, right? This is Exodus 21:1. Now, these are the judgments which thou set before them. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. It's like it. Cut that down a little bit. If thou buy a Hebrew servant, 6 years he shall serve, and in his 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he shall go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. And if his master have given him a wife, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. And that's what 2/3 of our people, man. They don't want to leave this wicked place, man. They don't want to go out free. All right? They love being under the master's hand. All right? It says, then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. So this is a way for Esau to have a perpetual slave, right? And let's get this, brother Amaziah, and Shalaki if I ain't pronounced it correct, brother. GMS in the Truth, Orlando, Isaiah 36:6. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed, on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, Salah. Let's go get that right quick. Let's go get it. But yeah, that's part of our people trusting in this wicked ass place, man. Right? Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, right? This is spiritually Egypt, right? And spiritually Sodom. Whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. You see that? So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him, right? And that's just letting you know that's that microchip, all right? You trusting in Egypt, he's going to make you take that pierce in your hand, all right? Let's go back to Exodus. It says, then his master shall bring him unto the judges, and he shall also bring him to the door, or unto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall receive, and he shall serve him forever. So Esau is trying to use these different things to have the Israelites no longer be the Most High's chosen people, right? Let's go to Jeremiah. This is something else that he's doing, right? That he's trying to have the blessing depart from Israel because he's trying to get the blessing back, all right? This is Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 35. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name, right? The Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from me, saith the Lord Yahweh Yahushua, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. See that? Thus saith the Lord, if heaven can be measured, and the foundations of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord Yahweh Shah. And that's what Esau is trying to do, right? He's trying to search out these things to cast off the seed of Israel. All right? He's using all different avenues to make this happen. But only 2/3 of our people is going to take that chip. And the brother Amaziah posted the scripture. Let's get it. Leviticus chapter 19, right? And verse 28. That's right. Ye shall not make any cuttings in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you. I am the Lord, Yahweh Shah. That's right. So even taking that imprinted mark, right? That characma, which is the Rfid microchip, you're going against the law in several ways. That's right, brother Thawada. That's right. So that's right. It says the word mark in there is what let's get it. The water. So, yeah. Strong's H.
Strong's H 7085. Ka,
right? Incision, right? Imprintment, tattoo mark. Hey, man. How clear can it get for you niggas that don't believe in the mark of the beast, man? Right? How clear can it get? Hey, man, but we know 2/3 of our people are not gonna understand this truth, man. All right? They're not gonna want to turn from their wickedness. All right? The water on the precept, brother. The water. That's gonna be it for the lesson. You know, Lord willing, it's been edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring in this truth and sincerity worldwide to wake up the elect of the children of Israel. Coming at you again with another lesson. Till the next time, I say Shalom.